Hi folks, Six Slices here. Recently I've shown you some sort of premium lambsfoot and sheep's foot rather than lambsfoot knives from Arthur Wright. Some of these have been, snakewood is really quite expensive. The spalted beech was a little bit premium, and the poplar was not too bad really. I've got an ebony one there as well, I forgot about that one. Which again is, around the high 30, 40 pound mark, which is where the poplar one is as well. We'll just show you one today which is perhaps more of a budget model, but a budget model that's still a beautiful thing to have and to carry and to use. Again, we have the traditional Arthur Wright nail breaker action. This one isn't quite as bad as some that I've got, but they do loosen up a little bit with use, but they are genuinely on the verge of being nail breakers all the time. This is another lambsfoot. What do I mean by lambsfoot? A sheep's foot knife, which was originally developed for apparently for trimming the feet of sheep. I don't know quite exactly how that works. I'm not a sheep farmer, but it has basically a parallel. The top and the bottom of the blade are basically parallel, whereas with a lamb's foot knife, as the blade gets towards the point, it gets thinner. A ram's foot knife, which is the kind of the opposite, gets wider as it gets towards the point. But this is definitely a lamb's foot knife. Now, unlike the sort of the more premium versions, the degree of polish on the blade is not there. Instead, we have a sort of satin finish, and instead of having stabilized spalted beech or poplar or snakewood or ebony even, we have in this case Bubinga wood, which is relatively abundant, relatively cheap wood, but it's still a good wood for a knife handle. And this is, if you like, the working end of the Arthur Wright knife range. These are sub £30, and an everyday carry and use knife. As I say, I think the action is still on the strong side, which makes it slightly awkward for everyday carry in my book. There is that risk, keep breaking your blooming nails. And equally, you get to the point where you think to yourself, is it worth opening that knife to do this job? Or would I be just easier using my teeth? Or will I go for the Swiss Army knife or whatever? I find it a lot off-putting. There are plenty of people out there who will just say you can't have a heavy enough action on a knife, just the stiffer the better. I'm just not one of those people. That being said, we're at the budget end here. Now, Arthur Wright used to have a reputation for being very rough and ready, but honestly, since Michael and Ashley have taken Harrison have taken over, I think they've really pulled their socks up. The quality of fit and finish on this is very good. It's not GEC or Taylor's Eyewitness premium quality, but compared to, say, the Taylor's Eyewitness budget range at this sort of price level, I think they're at least as good, if not better, than the Taylor's. What's perhaps, the Taylor's have got a stainless steel blade. These are C70 carbon steel. Now again, a lot of collectors and so forth will tell you that they love carbon steel blades. Personally, I like stainless steel blades because I like them just to stay shiny. Other people like them to gain a patina. I'm just not one of those people. I like to see my knives nice and shiny and beautiful. But this here, it's not a shiny and beautiful knife. This is a worker knife, and it's very good for what it is. The Taylor's equivalents this is an unspecified wood. It's got a tiny sort of split around where that pin is, but these are, their equivalent of the working knife. Which has a slightly better action, I have to say, or slightly easier action. But in terms of size and look, it's broadly similar to this Bubinga. Again, we have a satin blade. This is 420HC. Little nail nick versus a big nail nick. I think much of that is hit or miss as to what you get. In terms of the tang stamp there, just says Eyewitness, so it's the picture of an eyewitness, Sheffield, England. Not particularly beautifully stamped, but adequate. Fit and finish is similar to the Arthur Wright. Not necessarily particularly brilliant, but not critically bad either. So the fit and finish is pretty similar. What's different is that you've got brass linings on the Arthur Wright where you've got stainless steel. Now stainless steel is probably tougher, and you've got stainless steel bolster as well, so it's probably tougher. But in terms of the look in your pocket, or look when you carry it and you have it in your hand, the Arthur Wright certainly come up trumps. They look nicer, they look better. If I was buying a knife to actually use, I would probably go for the Taylors. They're similar in price, and you need to take less care of looking after it. But if I wanted a knife that's predominantly, and let's face it, most knives are predominantly going to be carried in your pocket and occasionally brought out for use, then I would definitely go for the Arthur Wright. That's the better balance, I think. So if I was a roughy tufty farmer, I might go for the Taylors. If I'm a city gent, perhaps for a weekend carry rather than a high-class city carry. But, this will go in your tweed jacket pocket perfectly. Might not go in your Armani suit pocket so well. You might go for something else. This will go in your barber pocket out on the farm. So that's perhaps where the differences lie. There is also, I have another Taylor's Eyewitness, which falls into the working category, and this is, I think, really, if I was going to really carry a knife for hard work use, it would be this one. Again, it's a Lambsfoot, but you can see it's slightly larger. This one is still street legal in the UK, but it's right up there. It's as close as you can get. It has a plastic handle, supposed to be imitation stag. I can't see that. I can't see where that's coming from. I just see it as a plastic handle. It's one of their very budget range. I think it's as 15 quid or less of a knife, and it's probably the best worker. But honestly, it doesn't look half as nice as that Bubinga would, which is not that much more expensive. But I like the nickel silver and the Bubinga wood, which carry that one beautifully. But as I say, if I wanted the roughy tufty worker, it would probably be that Taylor's I would go for. But this is a very good compromise. As I say, this is the tweed jacket knife, the tweed jacket pocket carry for the weekend gentleman. Anyway, if you like this stuff, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, then subscribe and remember to ring the bell. Thank you very much. Goodbye.